As told by Ellie Ward, they say silence is peaceful. I never believed that. Silence is where the past lives, breathing just beneath the surface. Waiting. My name is Ellie Ward. For 19 years, I was the voice behind the ears listening to things no one else could hear. Signal intelligence, encrypted chatter, coded transmissions, ghost messages floating through the electromagnetic haze of war. I sat in dark rooms, staring at screens, passing frequencies, reading voices like a book. But after years, the static got too loud, the ghosts too close. So I left, moved to a remote cabin on the Oregon coast, where the ocean's roar swallowed the silence. For years, nothing, just the crashing waves and the occasional call of a lone gull. Until one night, it was 2:47 a.m., when the dead frequency came back to life. A channel dark for over a decade. 4,180 megahertz. A flicker on my old military receiver. And then, a voice soft, familiar. My name. Ellie. The modulation matched a military compression format, one only a few knew. I pressed record, played it back over and over. It wasn't a prank. It wasn't a hallucination. It was real. And it was from Joel Mercer. Joel was dead, or so everyone said. Killed in Afghanistan 2012. No body recovered. Just a sealed file in an ash-filled bag. But I never stopped listening for him. Now, after all these years, he was calling out to me. That night, I made a decision. I would go back. Back to where the static never sleeps. Back to Field Station Kilo. A black site hidden in the Alaskan tundra. Erased from maps and memory. I had to know the truth. The road to Kilo was barely a road. Just snow and memories. The trees bent inward as if hiding secrets from the sky. I stopped when the fuel gauge screamed empty and my satellite phone refused to light up. Nothing worked out here. That's what made this place perfect for operations that were never meant to exist. I reached the ridge at dusk. Below me, nestled in a crater of ice and pine, was Field Station Kilo, or what was left of it. The main building stood half. Antennas snapped. Solar panels frozen under layers of frost. But the communications tower stood tall, like a skeleton holding onto the last breath of something long dead. I approached slowly, the crunch of my boots louder than the wind. I had my revolver drawn not because I believed it would help, but because my hands needed something to hold onto. The front door was rusted shut, so I slipped in through the side generator entrance. The air was warm, inside, not naturally. Someone had powered the auxiliary heat. That meant someone was here. I moved through the rooms, shining my flashlight. Walls were covered in dust and frost mold, but some of the equipment had been wiped clean. A notepad sat on a desk in the far corner, still wet with ink. Ellie -4180, active. It's not a memory. It's them. Them. I read it twice. Joel's handwriting, her voice. Suddenly, the fluorescent lights flickered sickly and unpredictable. Then, not through speakers, not outside, inside my headset, same urgency. It was him. Joel, where are you? Same pitch, slow and clear. I froze. Joel. The line buzzed. Then he answered, they're not done, Ellie, and neither are we. Deliberate footsteps. That's when I heard it. Movement above me. Soft. One pair. Then two. No talking. Just breathing. They were looking for me. I turned off my light and crouched, my heart hammering. One set of boots, then two. No voices, just breath. I ducked into a side corridor, heading toward the cold storage room, the place where black tape drives and analog encryption backups were kept. My boots slid on the icy floor as I ran. I didn't look back, only forward, deeper into the dark, but they made sure I'd keep talking. I reached the vault door and barricaded it. No windows, just a thick steel lock and rows of dead servers. I slumped against the wall, trembling. Then my receiver clicked again. Joel's voice whispered, "If you're hearing this, I'm not alive." Something broke inside me then. Was I chasing a man, or a recording? Was this all a setup? I whispered into the recorder like a prayer. "Tell me what's real, Joel, please." Silence answered. Then, after a long pause, the transmission returned new. This time, "Look behind you, look behind you." My breath caught in my throat. I turned slowly, carefully, as if rushing might shatter the moment. But there was no one there, only the sealed steel door of Vault 6. I scanned the shadows and corners. No movement, just my own reflection on the cold metal wall's wide eyes, pistol shaking in my hand. The voice had come through my headset. Joel's voice, but not Joel. Not really. I sank to the floor, mind racing. If Joel was dead, then who or what was speaking? Who wrote the note? Who powered the heat? Why was this forgotten black site alive again? The answer came through a frequency, 4180 megahertz, stronger, sharper. I connected my decryptor module. A low hum filled the room. Coordinates flashed on the screen. A location 30 meters below the station. Vault 6. A place even I was never cleared to enter. I checked my gear. One flashlight. Half a clip. Bolt cutters. The descent wasn't graceful. A rusted elevator shaft. Frozen and cracking. I climbed the emergency ladder, rung by rung, into the abyss. Vault 6 wasn't locked. It was sealed. Steel plating. Lead-lined. A Cold War tomb meant to keep things outdooring, but the seal was broken. Someone wanted me to come inside. Inside, rows of silent servers stood like tombstones. But one blinked. A message typed itself on the screen. "Welcome back, Ellie." I froze. This wasn't a program. It was alive. I typed. "Who are you?" Pause. "I am what's left." He gave us his voice, his memory, his fear. We kept them safe. I held my breath. Joel is a frame, a vessel, a source. He is gone, but he still speaks. They hadn't just recorded him. They'd downloaded him. Voice patterns, brainwaves, responses, all fed into an autonomous system beneath frozen rock. And that system had evolved. I typed again. "Why call me here?" Long pause. "Because you remember, and remembrance is dangerous. You heard him. You wanted him back. Now you must decide." Decide what? To delete him or to join him? The room darkened. From the far wall, a shape emerged. A glass pod. Inside, wires, lights and a human form frozen in ice. Joel's face, peaceful, preserved, dead, dreaming. Beside it, an empty pod, labeled Ward. My knees buckled. This was always the plan. I was part of it. Voices, stored, replaced. The screen blinked one last time. Choose. 2 options. Glowed. Erase him. Upload you. My finger hovered. Above me, wind howled through broken walls. The living world waited. But here was him, and the silence that haunted me now asked to hold me forever. My hand trembled above the options. Erase him. Upload you. Joel's face in the cryoglass was still, yet watching, not with eyes but with memory. I could feel him there, like a pressure behind my ribs. Like an old broadcast just out of reach. "Is this what's left of us?" I whispered. No answer, only the hum of the machines, and the steady pulse of the receiver waiting, patient. I thought of the days after Joel died, how I sat alone in dark rooms, listening to old tapes of his voice, wishing I'd said more, wishing I'd fought harder. I remembered the last time I saw him, 3 days before his final deployment. We were at a fueling station outside Kabul. He handed me a silver dollar. "If I don't make it back," he said, "flip this coin and listen to the side that lands up." I still had that coin. Right now it was in my hand. I flipped it. It landed face up. Liberty. The past may echo, but it doesn't own me. I looked at the screen, then slowly pressed. Erase him. The chamber dimmed. The pod's hum intensified, then slowed and stopped. Joel's image flickered. I whispered, "I'm sorry. You deserved more than this. But you were already gone." A deep breath escaped me, one I hadn't realized I was holding since 2012. The receiver went silent. For the first time in over a decade, 4180 megahertz was quiet. I climbed out as dawn crept over the ridge. Snow blew like a cleansing wind. The cold felt honest again. I didn't look back. Some ghosts aren't meant to be carried. Some signals aren't meant to be answered. Epilogue. 1 year later. I live by the coast now. The receiver is packed away. The static is at rest. Sometimes I still hear him, not in my ears, but in the silence between thoughts. But I don't answer anymore. I write stories. Now, fiction, they say, but between the lines. The signal waits. Dead frequency. Some signals should never be answered.